Hello, welcome to Apocalypse Athlete. This video is probably going to upset a lot of people. A lot of the problems in your life are your fault. A lot of people probably don't want to hear that or admit that. Most situations that you will find yourself in life are caused by you or some action that you did yourself. And that doesn't always mean directly, but sometimes you will put yourself in a position to get hurt or offended by something. I see a lot of people place blame on others for something that they could have avoided if they just took accountability in their own actions. Now, I'm going to say this before I get too far into this. I am not a professional when it comes to any of what I'm talking about. This is mostly just from experience and what I see a lot, especially in the fitness community. Well, people trying to get fit, at least. So if you don't like where you are at a certain point in your life, take accountability for your actions. You are there because of you. Nobody is holding you back. You need to take responsibility for what is going on, or at least what you can control. And if you can leave the situation, then leave. If you stay, that's on you. A lot of people don't see that, but they need to. I see a lot of clients use excuses similar to this. Oh, it's really hard to stay on diet because I live right next to this restaurant or whatever. You are deciding to go to that restaurant. Just don't go. It can be tempting, but that's still your responsibility to yourself. I know one person in particular, she always talks about how there's never any healthy food in the house, or she just gets cravings and the food's there, so she has to eat it. No, you don't. You don't have to eat that. And it's your fault for two different reasons. You could simply just not eat the bad food. And second, you could go buy better foods that fit your diet. People need to either remove themselves from the environment that is affecting them, or they need to try to change it. At least with what they can control. But if you don't do either of those things, that's still your fault. It's not anyone else's but your own. People will blame others just like that, and then use that for a reason as to why they aren't progressing anywhere in life. And they'll just sit there in their own rut. It's simply just another tactic being used to make up excuses. If you do that your entire life, you'll have endless excuses to be able to make. And that's not just talking about fitness. This is everything in your life. Because not everything, like fitness isn't everything. You can have other goals. You should have other goals. But so many people use so much of this shit just to make an excuse as to why they aren't progressing anywhere in their life that they want to. So the other part of that, bad things do happen. A lot of shit happens to everybody. Everybody has shit that's going on. But when you let that shit ruin your life, you're letting that shit win. But then in 60 years from now, when you're looking back and talking to your grandkids about why you never got anywhere in life, all you're going to have is excuses as to why you didn't. Then there's going to be those very few people that did have some really bad shit happen to them. And in 60 years, they're going to be able to tell their grandkids, great-grandkids, that some bad stuff happened, and they worked through it. Bad shit happens to everyone. If you let it destroy you, though, that's your own fault. To add on to the bad shit happening, you can feel bad. You can go through your emotions, and that's good to go through your emotions and to work through that. But if you let it destroy you completely, you're letting it win. And so many people do this so early on, and then the next 50, 60 years of their lives, they are just ruined because of what happened in the past. And it's sad to see, and it's kind of bullshit when they try to bring other people down because of it. I noticed this a lot in families, especially when there's one person that wants to do something outside the norm. whether that's to follow a dream or something, getting into fitness perhaps, or just something that isn't normal to like the 9 to 5 mentality that the family might have. But with that though, if you have family that's against your values, against your dreams and everything like that, it's your responsibility to remove yourself from that situation. Maybe not physically move, but if family or friends start disagreeing with your goals, then just let it be known. Or don't talk as much about it to them, but keep yourself motivated, keep going. You're the only one that can live your life. And if you choose not to live it, that's not anyone else's fault but your own. I know this is kind of unorganized, but I promise my rants in the future will be better structured. With accepting that things are your fault, or at least whatever's happening in your life that is affecting you the way it is, it's your responsibility. You can turn everything around. You might not get the dream life that you want, but you can get as close as possible. And even if you don't make it, you know that you worked towards it. It's a hell of a lot better dying knowing that you tried and worked your hardest than if you died and knew that you could have done more and that you just sat there and did nothing. You just gave up on yourself. Just to kind of add on to this, you actively not putting your energy into solving an issue you have or working towards a goal, it's your fault. And I get everybody needs rest, but when you actively put 9 hours a day on your phone when you could be putting it towards your goal or fixing an issue, then that's your fault. Everybody has 24 hours in a day, and I get that everyone has different situations, but wasting your time is working against yourself, and that is your fault. Not enough people see that. Or not enough people want to admit it. I know they sure as shit don't like hearing it. Now, this video isn't necessarily supposed to be informational, not supposed to be motivational. I mean, it can be if you want it to be, I guess. But I'm tired of people not pulling their heads out of their asses when that's the biggest reason why they are in the situation that they are. If you live your entire life with your head in your ass, you're gonna see the world as being shit. Every problem you have is gonna be someone else's fault, and you'll never fix it because you always expect someone else to fix your own issues. If you accept that life is your fault, take accountability and responsibility for what's going on. I mean, it doesn't necessarily change everything overnight, but seeing things that way has definitely made me a bit more positive. Gives me a lot more hope because all I gotta do is fix the issues and I won't have the problems anymore. If you live life thinking that all you gotta do is fix the problems and you can be happy, then you'll probably be able to do that. I know for sure that if you live your entire life thinking you can't fix any of your issues or issues that are happening around you, you're probably not going to have a happy life. I know a lot of people like that right now. I know a lot of old people like that have been living like that for years. I sure as shit don't want to live like that, and I don't want my kids to live like that. So, on a positive note, if you got issues, try to fix them. If you are unhappy with how healthy you are, change it. That's all you got to do. If you made it this far, thank you for watching this. As always, like and subscribe. If you got any comments, leave them below. Thank you and good night.